Hannah was cleaning her daughter's grave when she heard a frightening noise coming from the grave. What happened next is not only shocking, but also exposed a dirty secret sure to make anyone angry. When Hannah's daughter Fatima passed away, she was buried before sundown according to her father's religious customs. Although Hannah wasn't particularly religious herself, out of love and respect for the man she married, she had no qualms about her daughter following in his footsteps. This situation repeated itself, although with a twist, when Fatima married Ethan, who shared the same non-religious values as Hannah. Fatima and Ethan were deeply in love. Despite his grief, Ethan managed to bury his wife the way he knew she would have wanted it. But hey, before we dive into the story, do yourself a favor and pause the video right now. Go hit that like button and let's see if we can make this video reach 1,000 likes. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to your favorite story channel. Also make sure to ring the notification bell so you never miss out on the latest and weirdest stories. Trust us, you won't want to miss what's coming your way. Now, sit back, relax, and prepare to be amazed as we take you on an unforgettable ride. Don't forget to engage with us in the comments below. We love hearing from you. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Ethan first met Fatima outside a fancy restaurant. Ethan was having issues with his car and lost control due to brake failure, ramming into Fatima's car. Despite knowing he couldn't cover the repair costs, he offered to pay for it in installments. Rather than getting angry, Fatima let it slide, paid for her car's repairs, and later they met again at a wedding. They struck up a conversation, discovered their chemistry, and began dating. Fatima learned about Ethan's struggling business and used her influence to get him a high-paying job. Her father disapproved, believing Ethan wasn't good enough for his daughter, but eventually gave his consent, seeing their love. After Fatima's untimely death, Ethan was devastated and holed up at home with their 2-year-old son, Jamal. After the burial, everyone except Hannah left the graveyard. The elderly woman stayed back, wishing none of this had happened. She decided to spend the next few weeks with Ethan and Jamal to support them through their grief. When she arrived at Ethan's apartment, it was a mess. The house was in disarray, and little Jamal was crying, but Ethan seemed oblivious. "Oh, my poor baby, your daddy left you alone, didn't he?" she said, scooping him up. She changed his diaper, bathed, and fed him. Jamal soon calmed down and fell asleep. Ethan, however, was nowhere to be found. She eventually found him in his study, surrounded by empty bottles of alcohol. She shook him until he woke up. "I understand you just lost the love of your life, but you have to pull yourself together. Jamal needs you," she said, close to tears herself. "I'm sorry, Anna, but it's so hard without Fatima. I can't believe she's gone," Ethan replied tearfully. "You need to be strong for Jamal now. I will clean the house. By the time I'm done, I expect you to be bathed and dressed. We will have dinner together," she instructed, taking away the remaining alcohol. Hannah set about cleaning and cooking. When dinner was ready, Ethan couldn't eat, still struck with grief. After dinner, Hannah told Ethan, "I'm going to see her tomorrow." Ethan simply responded, "I'll give you a ride." They went to bed, but Hannah couldn't sleep. Memories of her daughter troubled her mind. The next morning, Hannah woke early and headed to her daughter's grave. There was no tombstone yet. Leaves were scattered everywhere, and the flowers were haphazardly arranged. As she cleaned up, she heard moaning sounds. She looked around, but saw no one. The sound seemed to come from the grave. Terrified, she ran to the guard station. "Please, I need help. I hear sounds from my daughter's grave," she pleaded. The guards, skeptical at first, followed her to the grave. They too heard the faint moans and started digging. To their shock, they found Fatima still breathing. They called 911 and an ambulance rushed her to the hospital where she was revived. Tests revealed poison in her system. Hannah was horrified. Who could have poisoned her daughter? After spending a few hours with Fatima, she headed back to Ethan's to prepare food for her. When she arrived, she found Ethan looking better and packing bags. "Where are you going?" she asked. "I'm leaving town with Jamal to stay with my mom for a while," he replied. "That's a good idea," Hannah said, feeling sorry for him. She then decided not to tell him about Fatima just yet. Her gut told her to be cautious. While Ethan poured her a glass of wine, she saw his reflection slipping something into it. She pretended to bump into him, spilling the wine. "I'm so sorry. Let me clean that up," she offered. "Don't bother. I'll pour another," he said. She hid and saw him poison the wine again, capturing everything on camera. She took the wine sample to the police, who tested it and confirmed it was the same poison found in Fatima's system. Ethan was arrested and confessed. He tried to kill his wife to inherit her wealth because his business was failing. He wanted to get rid of Hannah to secure his plans. Ethan was sentenced to prison for attempted murder. Fatima made a full recovery and returned to being a mother and businesswoman. Hannah's quick thinking saved both their lives, and the story serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and trust in one's instincts. As the dust settled from the shocking revelation, Hannah took some time to process everything. She was grateful that her instincts had been right and that she had been able to save her daughter and grandson from further harm. The bond between mother and daughter grew even stronger after the ordeal. Fatima, who had been through so much, leaned on her mother for support as she adjusted to life after the traumatic experience. Ethan's arrest and confession sent shockwaves through their community. People who knew him were stunned by his actions, and the story of his betrayal became a cautionary tale. Fatima, determined to rebuild her life, threw herself into her work and raising Jamal. She was grateful for the second chance she had been given and vowed to make the most of it. Hannah, on the other hand, became a local hero. Her quick thinking and bravery were lauded by friends, family, and even strangers who had heard about the incident. She used her newfound platform to advocate for victims of domestic abuse and poisoning, sharing her story to raise awareness and help others who might be in similar situations. The community rallied around the family, offering support and encouragement. Ethan's conviction served as a reminder that justice could prevail, and it brought a sense of closure to the horrifying chapter in their lives. As Fatima continued to heal, she found solace in knowing that her mother and son were by her side. Years later, Fatima published a memoir detailing her experience. The book, titled "From the Grave: A Story of Survival and Resilience," became a bestseller. It was a powerful testament to her strength and the unbreakable bond between mother and daughter. Hannah's role in saving her daughter's life was a central theme, and the book inspired many to trust their instincts and fight for their loved ones. In the end, what began as a terrifying experience became a source of empowerment for Fatima and Hannah. They had faced death and deceit, but emerged stronger and more united than ever. Their story is a testament to the power of love, intuition, and resilience in the face of unimaginable adversity.